So the LG and Hyundai workers from Korea are now back home.
Yeah, finally, yeah.
And if you guys been watching Korean news, it's been all over the news because people have been really, really worried. And if you guys haven't heard the details of this stuff, you tell us like what was the situation when they got arrested?
So they arrested everyone, literally
Yeah,
everyone,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
they handcuff, like
Oh,
feet
right,
cuff, they even
right,
chain them, right?
right.
So they were worried that, they cannot get information, anything from outside. So
Yeah,
they don't know when they can go and,
right.
and yeah, it was pretty bad.
And there weren't any translators, so we talked about in the last video. Someone was mentioning like the Korean newspapers and even the people there were saying it was like a military operation. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
helis, like bunch of car, like military car, right?
yeah, and everyone has guns and masks, so
Mm.
you have to mention this stuff because like the people already are just you're just having your regular day,
Yeah,
and
they were
all
just
this.
working
Yeah,
there.
and all these people just show up and they don't speak your language and it's like, what
Mm.
the heck? And then to chain everyone up the way that they did was really, really bad.
That is, people are in Korea, people kind of pissed off that that is how you treat your friends,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So then now we've gotten some more details.
Mm.
They, chained them up, threw them in the basically the detention center prison.
Mm.
What was the condition like? Have you heard?
So when they got there,
Mhm.
they had to change it to kind of prison clothes,
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
So maybe they took their own personal items, right? A phone, whatever they
Yeah,
have.
and I mean, I've not been to prison, so you got. But I'll just say this: I've seen prison movies, and you can kind of imagine how this game would be played with the ICE people when they make you change.
Mm.
I think things would disappear.
And
You know,
plus,
what's that?
and it is prison, so their condition is not like hotel, but you
Right.
expect not like, how can I say, like really bad. So according to them,
Mhm.
they put like 70 people, 100 people, like 50 people in one room, and
Mm,
there's only few toilet,
right.
and it's
I
right next to you. There's no, like
Yeah.
wall.
So yeah, the way they described it, because people have been asking what was it like in this thing, is that I guess the toilet was right next to the bed in
Mm,
some situations. So if you guys imagine that you're in a room, what 50 to 70
mm.
people, only maybe a couple toilets, and I actually saw pictures of it. I showed you guys before on the channel. It's bad.
It's
It's really bad.
bad, and
Like the conditions bad. It's dirty.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just it's
yeah. And
pretty bad.
also
What's that?
their food is trash.
Yeah, that's what people said.
Yeah.
I
They
don't.
couldn't even eat.
Did they say if they got 3 meals a day? Did you hear that?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because I heard at another facility, I can't remember which one, because there's a lot of ice. Unfortunately, there's a lot of ICE facilities out there, or prisons, if we want to call it. That in some situations, a prisoner would only eat like once a day, kind of thing, and it
Mm,
wasn't a lot of food. And then I don't know about the shower situation.
I
I,
don't know. I don't. Even if they can, if there's only few toilet, I'm sure
yeah,
that
it
there is
wouldn't.
one or two shower. Like 70 per 700 people. So it's hard to do that.
And the craziest thing about this stuff is, imagine you're in this place for it's like a week, basically, something like that, right?
Yeah, really long. And now it's they're back to Korea, but they didn't know when it's gonna end. So
Right,
it's
right.
really scary situation.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And plus, maybe it was really cold. They asked them,
No, they said that.
yeah,
They
yeah,
said
yeah,
that. They
yeah,
said
yeah.
that. I had heard that also. And then just imagine you go through this experience, right? And the taking your stuff is an important point
Mm,
because when you put the prison clothes on, like I said, we all see the prison movies where they would maybe group shower or hose you or that kind of thing. Take all your stuff. And with these ice people, what if you have like your wedding ring,
oh
or
yeah,
like some just
like
everyone
your
has.
father's watch, something
Yeah,
like that.
any number of things that people have. And actually someone asked a question in the comment, which I hadn't thought about,
Mm,
is because they were arrested at their workplace, taken straight to the facility. Was there any opportunity when they're released to go back to their hotel
yeah.
and get their stuff?
Oh, I
Some I
see.
hadn't, I just, things you
Hmm. Maybe
and
that the company they're gonna take care of it.
I think that's probably what happened
Mm,
because I know that when they were in the prison in the facility, what everyone call it, prison detention center facility, we'll say prison. That's basically what it is. Um, the Americans wanted to handcuff them on the bus to the airplane. So I don't think they went back to hotel to get those. Just
No.
so, and then the video footage that I saw, they had like there was a bunch of bags by the buses.
Yeah.
So that must have been the
Oh.
company, but I haven't heard the details.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So, and plus,
Mhm.
among them, there is one pregnant woman. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure how they, treat her in the jail.
I don't know. So would you tell them you're pregnant?
I'm not sure actually, because they're gonna accuse her. Oh, you're gonna, you just wanna, have a birth in America. That's why you come here, right?
Yeah, that people mentioned in the comments also
Mm,
that the way the ICE people treat you.
but I don't know. Now I think hold the USA passport. It's not necessarily really positive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so one thing that is important to mention with this stuff is sometimes the Americans think, oh, these workers are coming, they just want to come live in Korea and stay forever. Is that the case?
Of course not. Of course
Well, people
not.
didn't know that, so they're only.
They're educated people.
Mhm.
They're well paid, in Korea. And now we are Korean, not like, like developing country,
Right.
something like that. We are not, we have I think most of Korean has a better life than, Americans, because we have better hospital,
Yeah.
better,
And people get
everything's
upset
better.
when you tell people that. Then they do. They get upset. But people ask all the time, "How's the hospital situation in Korea?" And I'll just tell you the truth, guys. It's 10 times cheaper and 10 times better. And
Yeah.
that's just I've
We
been to
don't
the
have to
hospital.
worry about gun,
Yeah, yeah,
gun accident. We don't have to worry about, like drug problem.
yeah. It's hard. It's really hard to explain. Now, I'll also tell you the truth. Some workers who had families, right now, but you have to separate out because there are some Koreans that work, say, under various
Mm,
companies that are there permanently. That's their job. The workers that we're talking about that were arrested were just more like the temporary ones for a
mm.
few months. They do the work they need to do, install the machines, the software on it, train some people, and then go. And they just want to go home. And think about it this way too, like for some of the workers, if your family's back in Korea and you're in USA, you're not saying USA permanently. Like you're not going to
No,
be
you don't
separated
want
from.
to.
Why would you separate from your family permanently? Like a lot of this stuff, the Moncton of this they don't really get.
So,
It's frustrating. What's that?
from the the employees interview,
Hmm.
they say, first time they got there, the ICE people were very mean to them.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but later they kind of knew that, they're not really sounds like criminal. The countries will, very how can I strongly talk about they're not how can I rescue them.
Mm.
Yeah, so became like kind of nicely,
So
and they after
what's that?
that, they are changed the room to two-person one room.
Yeah, so at first it was the group room, and then
Yeah.
later, and we don't know exactly what's going on here, right? Because
Mm,
someone mentioned in the comments that they're from the area,
mm-mm.
and I had read this also to confirm it. So someone mentioned, and also had read it. I guess where this facility is, that's like the only job in the town. So it's like a prison town, and they don't pay the people that work at the
Oh,
prison very much money, and I have a
yeah,
feeling they're not trained well. The same with the ICE thing. I think the
I
ICE people aren't
see.
trained well. I'm just telling you, like that's what
Yeah.
someone mentioned it, and I also had read that.
Actually, the
So
recent ICE people,
uh
on social media, they looks like homeless.
yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
yeah,
I
they're
know.
they're dressed like homeless.
Yeah, let's just say that's not the best of what America has to offer. I'll just leave it at that. And I think anyone who cares about the reputation, do the right thing. You're not going to associate yourself with the Trump ICE stuff.
Mm.
But regarding the why did the ICE was mean at first and then treat better? Someone mentioned in the comments something I had thought about, where it's
Mm-hmm.
like once they know it's getting out publicly, and if they know that these people have the power to like you're
Mm.
messing with like Hyundai and LG workers,
LG
right?
and our president,
Yeah, yeah,
take
yeah.
care of that.
Because in fact, the Korean government is supporting one of the workers to sue the U.S. government. So they
Mm.
have full support of the government of like the USA violated your rights. Um, it is a total mess. Do you think they're going to finish the plant? Have you heard anything about that? Because people keep asking, are they going to finish the plant? Are they going to go somewhere else?
Yeah, but they're very end. How can I say? They're almost build a factory, right?
So in English, we'll say like final touches.
Yeah.
It's almost done. So you bring in these
almost
temporary workers,
done.
basically just do the last part.
Yeah, they
right?
were checking, the system.
Oh yeah, make sure everything works. Yeah.
So, but many of them
Mhm.
not gonna. They absolutely don't want to go back to USA, right?
Well, I mean, would you go if like you're doing your job, someone arrests you, throws you in a prison, change your feed and
Yeah, and
takes your clothes, takes your stuff.
gun.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Mention the gun stuff because all this stuff is scary. You know.
So they don't want to go back to USA. So company need to find someone who can do it. But I'm sure how much, I don't know. Is it worth it? Even if like,
Yeah.
give you 2x, 3x
That's
salary?
that's what people are. Well, I mean, so that situation you mentioned the money thing. So if you think about like a Squid Game situation, like for example, if people are like really desperate and you're like, hey, here's all this money, go do bad things. Like that's what Squid Game is, and that's sort of like the Trumpy world. And,
But
what's
for
that?
example, the Squid Game
What's that?
stuff, they're, the whose players, they are kind of desperate. Who doesn't have a job? Who has a lot of debt?
So by definition, most of these people aren't going to be desperate. That we know of, right? Because you never know someone. but that's what I said. Depending on someone's situation, but you're correct because like in the Squid Game situation, maybe like someone just lost their job or they're having other situations. But these people literally have a job.
Has a job and has a decent skill.
Yeah. If you guys saw my last video, we talked about the LG CEO said that they're going to like spare no expense. Basically they're going to try to take care of the workers. What did you hear about that? Like, how are they going to take care of the workers now that they're back in Korea? Did you hear anything?
Oh, so maybe they'll have a like paid vacation. They can have a counsel. So that's it, I guess.
Yeah, I heard like medical checkups and just another thing that was interesting when I showed you guys the footage before, the CEO and the leadership of the companies were at the airport to greet the workers. And I was thinking about this. What's that?
The funny thing is, after when they arrive, they give them like the portable charger for your phone. Oh, because they want to check their phone, right?
Which makes sense. You want to call your family, text, probably like a million texts. I didn't hear that one. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
The family part, actually,
that makes sense.
Each company send the vehicle to get their family. So family,
all right, the company vehicle picked up the family. Yeah. I see. And that's convenient because also you never know anyone's situation. So like, what if you have a family that lives far away? Or in one case, they said there was like a guy who was a dad and he was kind of old, like 70. And so what if it's not practical for dad to drive or take a taxi? For anyone's situation. But
and plus, they're under stress. They shouldn't drive, I think. That's my opinion.
Oh, that's a good point. That you know what? That is a really good point. If you're like, yeah, absolutely. And this is the stuff that they did. It was interesting because in the do you remember there's that crazy person who reported the whole LG Hyundai thing? So she's going on and on about how bad these people are, and then Fox News would say that too, But then the last like I don't know 4 or 5 days, Fox doesn't mention this at all, like not at all. So and that's the reason why I mention that is because like we're talking about the human situation of like imagine if your kid has been arrested, he's in another country. You don't know like what's going on. You see on TV there's masks and guns. I'm just think about this for guys who have kids. I actually got upset. Just think if you have kids and like your main concern is like get my kid home.
Yeah,
right?
My father, my husband, my wife get home.
Absolutely. So and that's what's like frustrating when you try to talk to the Trumpers and stuff like that. They're just like, oh, they're just all criminals. They deserve to be in prison. And,
after they figure out they were wrong, they just stop talking about it.
Yeah. So the right thing to do is apologize.
Yeah. Did that happen?
Right. I never said that. No, and that's something that you'll see a lot with the Foxy Newsies. And the reason why I mention that is because if you're an honest and legitimate news source or whatever, if you're tracking a story, you tell the story until it ends, until there's no more to report. That's what because your audience wants to know. But sadly in USA you have these outlets that just aren't honest. They're perfectly frank. And then I do want to address the visa stuff because people do ask about these things. So first thing is there's like over 300 people, and we don't know. We don't know everyone's situation.
Yeah.
Okay. The other is there's a couple different types of visas. One's called E-Star. The other one is a B1. Yeah. And so if you literally can go to the government website and you can see it for yourself, I'll just tell you, it'll say stuff like you're allowed to do consulting, you're allowed to do conventions, allowed to do business meetings, you're allowed to like sell stuff. And the consulting one's an interesting one because it's like kind of vague what
Yeah,
this means. So when the Trumpers say, "Oh, they're definitely illegal," it's like, okay, so what? How do you define consulting? And here's the other big one: is these people are paid in Korea. However, I'll be fair, we don't know everyone's situation because the issue becomes if you want to if for the Trumpers out there.
There's too many cases.
Yeah,
Just ESTA B1.
Yeah.
There's other visas too.
Oh, totally could be,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think the one that's suing, they think they might be green card application and their family's permanent residence. There's over 300 people, so you don't know. But I just wanted to mention this stuff because people ask like, why don't we talk? I'm literally telling you, you can look it up for yourself. There's many gray areas in here, and then it depends where your money's coming from. So just for example, because people also said, because I just like to address it. People say, the Trumpers will say, "Oh, Chris, you're so dumb. What if American did that?" Well, actually, Americans do this stuff all the time. So seriously, your work sends you to Germany, to France, to Korea, whatever. You're only going to be there for a week. You're not moving there. Your countries have an agreement to where you can come, no problem. Technically, are you doing business or not? But you're still getting paid by the American company. The other place you're going to, they're not paying you. So it's just.
So
If you want to apply for a full business visa, you can, but that's going to take.
Not clear.
No, but it just wanted to explain.
I know. It's not clear. That's what the visas looks like right now. So they can.
Oh well. Then you do the deal with the Trumpy keeps changing the rules, right? But I'm just saying like.
We say if you hook up nose, there's nose ring. You hook up ear, then it became ear ring.
Oh, I see. Depending where you put that, I hadn't heard that one. That is pretty funny. But I hope you guys understand what we're talking about is because if you want to go with the Trump version of the story, they're inviting all these Koreans to come and build the factory.
Yeah.
And then they're not just like, if you want to do that game, then just give them all visas and they come over and they do the work and go home. But the way that it was, they got the B1s and E-stars or whatever. People have been doing this for years, right? And the Trumpers are like, "Oh, yeah, they've been doing it for years. That's why we want to change it. No jobs for anyone." And it's like, do you have any idea what we're talking about? It's like, because here's I'll just give you guys a simple example. Your company's like, "Hey, someone got sick. You need to go take the meeting over in another place." And you're an American and they know you're not going to move over there because you're not. And then you're just like, "Okay, I'll go for a week, whatever." And you just get on a plane and you go, you do the thing, you come back. And no one really cares. Right? So if you guys understand what we're talking about here, and so it becomes a sensitive topic in the USA right now because the way Trump tries to make it sound is like these people are taking your job and.
No, they're actually go there to make your job.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, they're setting it up to literally make your job, and then other people say, "Oh, Chris, you're so dumb. Why can't they just train us?"
It's not just simple as building a building.
Right,
they're building
Well, and to be fair, I wouldn't even say the building part is simple, right? There's lots of complications.
Yeah, sure.
Because
it's not a regular building.
The area that we're talking about, it's a very, very small town. Like very, very small.
So even American doesn't want to move there, right?
Yeah, and the Koreans don't want to live there. Yeah.
No.
So it's very, very small. And someone mentioned, I think it's just, we got to bring this up because I just want to answer a question directly that. And she even mentioned too, the crazy woman person, that there used to be a paper mill there. And she's like, "Why don't you hire the 1,000 people that worked at the paper mill, right?" Now, someone mentioned, and actually more than one person, because they're interested in this, is that the old paper mill, it was largely like automated, I guess, like machines. And so there's generations, or I don't know how many, there are people who live there for a long time, and maybe their parents didn't need to graduate high school. Maybe their parents didn't need to read. It's just to do that kind of job, you don't need to.
Doesn't need any skill, doesn't need any education to do that job.
Just being honest with you guys, right? So for them to work at Hyundai, because they heard the Hyundai plant was coming in, and made people were excited because hey, we're gonna get jobs and stuff like that. Which is fine. You actually do have a chance to get a job after the plan is finished. But what happened is there were people spreading out rumors. "Oh, what are all these foreigners doing here, taking your job?" And it's just like, okay. So and I'll also be honest with you. If you want to do this kind of job, get a college degree, study engineering, right? Study the stuff, apply for a job at LG, move to Korea, move to whatever country, get hired by LG, then LG will send you around the world to do that job. That's what the job is. It's not equivalent to your old job at the paper factory. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to tell you the truth about what it is. And it's we feel frustrated because it's like this is what a partnership is. Like some people come in, they do their job for a few weeks, they're gonna make better opportunities for your community, and then like you arrest them and you chain them up and throw them in prison. Do you understand why people are pissed off over here? I mean,
so what kind of company want to build a factory work with American?
yeah, and then the other issue I want to address, and I may have to make a separate video because sometimes it gets too quick, but I'll just mention it. So, do you know why it's in Georgia? Why would you put it in this particular place? Because a lot of people keep asking, why didn't you just build in California? You have a lot less problem.
So probably tax.
Okay, so that would be one. So depending on which state, we'll say, hey, we'll give you a better deal, tax deal to come here. No, okay, with the tax. Do you have any other ideas?
I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so another one would be cheap land.
Cheap land, yeah.
Right, cheap land, tax adjustment, and here's the big one. So part of Biden's plan for putting battery factories in various places, they specifically wanted to go to red states.
Oh, I see.
So there's a couple reasons. So one would be, hey, if I want to try to get more votes and stuff like that, that would be one.
Yeah.
Right? Because putting in a blue state isn't really going to help you that much. Here's the other one. Here's the big one. If I put the battery plant in a red state, and this is a green job, do you know what I mean? Like a new energy job? Because then the red states, like, once the jobs are there, you don't really want to like close it and kill everyone's job. Now Trump is that's a whole other thing because Trump's an idiot and he doesn't care about regular people. But any sensible politician, any just honest, like really wants to help local people, do you want to destroy jobs on purpose? Like that's not a winning strategy for any politician, right? So that was the strategy, is that, hey, if we're going to do this battery stuff, put it in red states, and then the Republicans won't vote against it because you're literally voting against jobs in your community. Let's just say this. Yeah, no, but you have to mention it because people do ask stuff, and it's frustrating because if you want to have a conversation on this stuff, just do it in good faith, opposed to just lock them all up and okay, I guess you don't want any business anywhere, and then
only president get the business.
Yeah, right. No, seriously, because Trump wants to take all the money, and there's been rumors like people in Korea, people think maybe Trump wants to steal the factory.
Yeah, so there is a rumor that they took the computers and the secret files.
You never know. You never know. You never know.
They stole it. They check the files, but we can't really have people to do this. Yeah, so let them stay a little longer. Do you want to stay a little longer? Absolutely not.
Yeah, you want to help us steal the tech? So that stuff, that stuff's more rumory, but with the Trump thing, I mean, you never know, because I know Trump and Lutnick are thinking, oh, look at that building there. Oh, we can just, if they don't like it, we'll just kick them out again, and we'll just steal whatever. You never know. I mean, it's the same way with the prison thing, because there's going to be bad prison guards that steal rings and watches and stuff like that. I think the Trump people kind of act like this also. So I just want to have a chat with you guys. We're happy that Koreans are home. And when we get more stories of what happened in there, because I still have questions myself. I'm want to know the truth in this. And let's hope, I hope that this situation is the worst it's going to get and it gets better for me. I hope, but I mean, the other issue is like, maybe no companies come at all, and then there won't be this because no one's coming anymore, and then everyone just leaves. I mean, I don't know.
It's possible.
Yeah. So anyway, let us know what you guys think. Please write questions in the comments. We'll try to address it in future videos, as this is a complicated issue, and always appreciate your time. So see you next time. So bye.